expectation of a blast or expectation of a shot can be the stuff of nightmares.
Oh yeah, that blew away the cobwebs, didn't it? That was the sound there of Anarchist Wood, but I'm going to let Ilya give you the details about that in a moment. I'm going to cover First Base, which was the track you heard before that, Acid Gasp by Mystified. Once again, if you liked the sounds of it, go and see them this coming Friday, the 9th of October, down at Ryan's Bar over in Stokey. 7:30, doors open, and it's free to get in. But lastly there, you did hear Anarchist Wood.
Yes, and that track was called Disbeliever. Anarchist Wood played yesterday at Tottenham Chances. If you were lucky enough to see them, you probably are too tired to be listening to this show. However, you can catch them again on the 9th of October. They're playing with Get Kebab, Where Kebab Cry, which is a brilliant name, at Sax Underground in Southend in Essex, if you're around that way. Then again on the 10th of October during World Zombie Day in a mysterious location, so you'll have to watch out for that. And one more time at the end of the month on the 30th of October at The Others with Rude Mechanicals.
Do we have a web address for Anarchist Wood?
Yeah, you can find them on Facebook, but they also have a proper website, which I've got right in front of me. It's called punkvert.tv/Anarchist Wood, so go check them out there.
Punkvert.tv. The Prankster Punks, Anarchist Wood. They will also be performing live in session here on Hello Goodbye on what will be our festive Yuletide weekend, December the 19th. As I said, loads of great sessions coming up over the coming weeks and months, but one to come right now, we hope, from the Fifth Runway. They are in the room. They are Paul Carr on vocals and Chris Scobie on keyboards and vocals. They are going to play for you 4 songs. You will hear Green Bay Horses, Another Disco, then there's a work in progress, which they have a working title for. At the moment it's called Boxing, and then they will round it all off with It's Our Bird Bath in it.
Green Bay horses, still I persevere. Green Bay horses, I stick a mile of pairs. Groovy on soldier, Green Bay horses, Green Bay, oh, cups and saucers. I'm the pilot in this cockpit. Only 5 more years of national service. This afternoon is a true test of character. From one amateur impressionist to another, I burst open and delicately flood your kitchen floor. Daz Ultra and fabric conditioner, I'd done a 10 square meter stretch before last Tuesday. My ballpoint pen was clipped to my jacket, breasts, pockets. And if I look way down there, I suffer from a slight mono-precision. It's just a disciplinary hearing. In my peripheral vision are the propellers. They're like hair dryers, and the tweeters of speakers. Watch us disappear. EastEnders is on iPlayer. I'm not a picture of good health these days, but I command a program of recovery. Now you're in a disco. disco, tape reel, set in motion. Another episode of Heartbeats, another household bill. Another keyboard. Still in the disco. Diners communicate in squeaks off the seats of a modern day airliner. Turntables turn frequently, then infrequently, to overhead high and low frequencies. Lee Terrace, Tristan Square, Haynes Close turned into Quentin Road, then Quentin Place. Left leg, right leg, left leg, right leg, board the aeroplane. Take the light shade off, move the hatch a bit. Loft conversion. Dan just trying to force the fight, left and right. Edward is fighting back, left and right. But Dan's caught him now, that sucker punch right that you read so much about. He's going in there, left and right. Tremendous thumping right into the heart. Edward slings out a long right swing that goes clean over the top of Dan's head. Dan's much more compact now and in the centre of the ring. That one sucker punch is dictating the whole way this round is going. Meter, parking, meter, poetic, guide to, motorway cliche, clutch music, a cruise ship. A Methodist church cast of an axle, once raised in the centre, once a shallow pool brought to a halt by the verge of a grassy bank. Peppers, bitter, leaner, much fitter, ring-fenced all-purpose cleaner. Cheaplets, cheap bracelets in the hope and anchor. They go up with the roller and still they go round the light switches with a brush. And just take the switches completely off. The commercial, Slaithways, buses to Blue Water. Belting Edwards to the face now, left and right to the face, left and right to the heads. Down's out there like a tiger, a tremendous figure in scarlet and gold. The Paddington Tiger tearing after his opponents. The left hand's the chin from Downs again. Edwards covering up, getting in at close quarters, using the ring now as hard as he can now. They go up with the roller, and still they go round the light switches with a brush, and just take the switches completely off. Far, far, far away, in a place called Walthamstow, the goose. Well, me auntie's me uncle. No, she isn't. I caught him sleeping in a bird bath. No, you didn't. The goose. It's our bird bath in it,
with the springboard,
I dread to think what they're gonna put in it.
a hovercraft.
Now you've gone far away.
Egg and chips, please.
It's our bird bath.
No, it isn't.
Keep your mitts off.
It's loose.
I fancy you. You're 6 months overdue.
With the rent.
Oh yeah, I know. I caught them sleeping in it.
No, you didn't.
I caught them eating off it.
You thought you did.
I don't know.
Egg and chips.
That's what we need. What we're gonna put in it. What we're gonna put in it. When you're far away. When you're far away. When you've gone far, far away. I'll be all alone. I'll be all alone in the bird bath in it. I'll be alone in the bird bath in it. And there's room for two. Do 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 do. But what am I going to do when you're far away? When you're far away. Far, far, far away in a place called Walthamstow, the goose. In a place called Walthamstow,
The goose.
in a place called Walthamstow,
The goose.
when you've gone far away, far, 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 far away, I'll be all alone.
The goose.
I'll be all alone.
The goose.
You're you're 6 months overdue with the rent.
You're the leaseholders.
Yeah, I know. It's our bird bath. Keep your mitts off.
Hey!
Thank you.
Thank you.
The sound of the fifth Runway performing for you live here on the show, and you did hear in reverse order It's Our Bird Bath in It. Before that, Boxing, at least that's the working title. Before that, Another Disco, and they kicked it all off with Green Bay Horses. And joining me on the microphones now, I have both Paul
Hello.
and Chris.
Hello.
Oh, I haven't got you on.
No.
Try that one.
Hello.
That's
Hello.
better.
Hello.
That's better.
Yeah.
There we go. You're a long-term listener to this show. You've actually helped out on our, well, specifically on my fundraising show, the Pay As You Go Hello Goodbye show every February, Valentine's weekend over the last few years. But is this your first time on Resonance?
It is. It's our very first radio session, live session on Resonance, and on any radio show, radio station. Come to that.
The reason I asked, I thought there was a grey area because I know that you did your own radio show.
Yeah, the Fifth Runway is also a radio show. It has a very strong narrative, so it's almost a sort of, I like to compare it to the Archers, but it's nothing like the Archers.
And so tell us a bit more. I mean, what is the Fifth Run? What was the concept? Did the music come out of an art project?
The two have kind of existed at the same time. I've always worked on music, my own pieces of sound and sort of sonic material, and I merged that with a story about the Fifth Runway, which is a pub in a fictional area of southeast London called Endwell.
Will all end well?
Exactly, yeah. There's sort of a nice sort of way of ending off a show is, is everything all well in Endwell?
But we don't know whether it will all end well at the moment, because the pub's threatened with demolition for the construction of a fifth runway.
This is purely imaginary.
Imaginary, yeah.
Right, yeah. Though it does have echoes in real life. Yeah.
It does. It's sort of a reflection of areas of London. We spend a lot of time walking around and seeing how things are changing in the face of modernisation. In the radio show, Chris is also the landlord of the Fifth Runway pub, and I play the part of an aspiring radio DJ, but not quite getting there. But I rent a room
A bit like us here at Resonance.
But it's something quite beautiful about that, not quite making it to, I don't know, Radio 1 or something. But
No such thing as a perfect show.
no, all right.
If people want to come and see you live, how can they do so? Have you got anything?
We do have something. It's not definitely confirmed, but we possibly performing at Vinyl in Deptford on Sunday the 1st of November. We'll post something up on our Facebook page, definitely. But if anybody wants to keep checking us,
I know
on
that we
Facebook.
have regular listeners who that is their venue of choice. I know
Right.
Dirty Viv and Jerry Mitchell and all these people based down there in deepest, darkest Deptford tend to go to Vinyl.
Yeah, I've seen Dirty Viv a few times in the Bird's Nest. And, first heard Dirty Viv on this show actually as well.
Okay. If people are intrigued by this radio show of yours, which is not unlike the Archers, how can they hear us? Is it podcast at all? Where would you point people to?
We have everything.
Explore your back catalogue.
We have most of the shows posted up on SoundCloud, soundcloud.com/buildmusic, and most of the shows are there. And from there you can get links to the Fifth Runway band with Chris as well.
Yeah, there's these two versions of the Fifth Runway that are floating around at the moment. The band version, which we're here as today, but also this radio show and the fictional element of the radio show as well. Because the radio show also plays real music as well, not just our music. There's all sorts of other music.
And do you create, when you say other music, is this real other music or other music?
Real other music.
Oh, real other music, right.
Yeah.
So you're blurring the lines.
Between fiction and reality. Yeah.
Is there anything that we need to point the listeners towards before the end of the show? And you're going to walk out that door and you're going to kick yourself because you didn't mention something.
Come see us at Vinyl Deptford on Sunday 1st of November.
I think we're trying to do more and more live performances. So
if anyone
hopefully-
wants to,
well, exactly, yes, yeah.
put you on at a night or get you involved with anything, how would
Yeah,
they
yeah.
contact you?
They could. Can I give up my email address?
You
online?
can,
That's
yeah,
all right. Yeah. Just contact me, Paul Carr, CARRPA at the end, at gmail.com, and you'll be able to get through to me and Chris. And yeah, so it'd be great to hear from you.
Okay, great. And if you want to find out more about the band, you can go to soundcloud.com/The5th Runway. Paul and Chris, thank you so much for coming in and playing for us
Thank
live.
you very much for having us.
Thank you for having us.
Right, well, we do have a little bit of time left, and I want to play something now. Oh, it's a toss-up between what I'm going to go to for my left-hand side. Here on the deck, I have Slate Islands. The tune is called Internal Exile, and it's taken from the new Lucky Dip LP, 10 Years of Blang, the independent record label based here in London. Some great artists on it. Milk Can, who else? You've got Paul Hawkins and the Awkward Silences, Sergeant Buzzfuzz, David Cronenberg's wife. The list goes on and on and on. Some of them are current, some of them are obviously old. This one is current, it is Slate Islands, and we're going to hear it right now. Thank you so much, guys.
So
Cheers.
suddenly,
Is that all right?
Yeah,
I
I
kind of sort of-
suddenly forgot to.
No, it's all good.
Mouth drying up. So thank you.
Give us the wave over here to say goodbye.
Well,
Hiya.
you're
Goodbye.
still required for a
Yeah,
goodbye.
goodbye.
actually.
Yeah.